In this video, I'm going to show you how to put members into the system. Perhaps a new person has arrived in the middle of the term and you need to put them into the system, or maybe you're setting up the system from start. So we click on members and we go down to the fourth item on that menu, library members. Now, this video is presuming that you have already set up your grades and your classes and also your member types. Member types are usually P for pupil or S for staff, but you would have set up those already. So the first field that you can see there is member number. Now you don't have to keep track of the library numbers that have been used. The system keeps track for you. If you look on the right hand side, you'll see there are some radio buttons, and the first one is next auto number. So if you click on that, it's going to give you the next available number in the system. So the number it's given you is 264. That will be the pupil's library number. You press enter and it jumps to blacklisted. Well, hopefully you're not going to be blacklisting anybody, especially if they've just arrived. We press enter to get past that. If you wish to put in the CMIS number, you can do so. It has no use in the system, but it's there should you want it. Then we press enter and we type the surname and press enter, and then the first name and press enter, and then we put in the initials and either M for male or F for female. This pupil is in grade 5, M. So 5 is the grade and M is the class. So this pupil is in grade 5 McElroy. Let's jump down to language. This pupil is English, so we leave it as E. And the default for member type is P for pupil. The only other member type you're likely to have is S for staff. So that's been put in, P for pupil. And there are options for what type of reader they are, but it's a bit prescriptive and we usually just recommend that all pupils are normal. Now you will see that their barcode is the same as their member number. If you wanted to print out member cards, they could have a barcode on them, and you will see that the photo number is also the same as the member number. And there's another video showing you how to put photos into the system. It's very straightforward, but a little bit time consuming because you've got to take photos of the pupils. But should you take photos and put them into the system, when you type that pupil's number, their photo will appear here. So we press enter. We don't have sports houses, but if you did have, you could put them in there. And we don't use tutorial groups, but if you did use tutorial groups, you would put them in there. There's also a place for cell phone number. So you can put that in if you want to. And there's a place for email addresses if you want to put in an email address for a pupil. Right. Now you will see down here there is various information about this pupil, but because she is new and has never used the system, she hasn't got any books loaned to date. She hasn't got any books out now on loan, no overdues and no reserves. But if there were a number here, you would be able to click on that radio button and it would show you which books she has loaned to date, or which books she has now on loan, and so on. There's also a space here where you can put a note about a child. So, for example, this pupil has a puppy that chews books. Now that is going to appear whenever you put in 264 into the system until you remove it. So it's just useful to have a warning system, but it does come up every time. So I'm going to actually delete that. And I'm now going to click on F4 to save that information. So you can either use the F4 button on your keyboard, or you can click on Save. Now I'm going to show you an example of a pupil that has been put into the system already, so that you can see how the photo works. There is a photo of Adam Spence, and you can see he has loaned 143 books out so far, and he's got 7 out now. They're all overdue, and he's got 1 book reserved. So I can press Escape or Exit, having looked at that information. And that is how the member system works. And there is 264, the one we have just put in. So you can see all the information that you put in is saved. And that is putting members into the ProLib system.